Mr. Vice President, the situation of human rights in Balochistan is deteriorating, which needs the Council's immediate attention. Pakistani military has put an iron curtain around the Balochistan and made it a no-go area. In the 21st century, whereby the world has become a global village, but Balochistan still remains inaccessible for international bodies, human rights organizations and the international media groups. Mr. Vice President, the Pakistani army is conducting brutal military operations against the Baloch nation. The Baloch receive dead bodies of their loved ones on a daily basis, but it doesn't make it any news on state-controlled print and electronic media. On the other hand, a small incident in Punjab makes headlines on local and mainstream media. Pakistan is committing gross human rights violations in Balochistan, but due to the media blackout, its crimes against humanity remain unnoticed. Mr. Vice President, the provincial government of Balochistan is nothing but a group of feudals and warlords who are loyal to the Pakistani army. As a reward, they are handed the so-called Balochistan government to hoodwink the international community as if they are the true representatives. Mr. Vice President, China-Pakistan economic corridor projects have worsened the situation in Balochistan. The military forcefully evacuates the local Baloch from their areas. Those who refuse to leave the ISI and its death squads ruthlessly kill the men, torture women and children, and put the entire villages on fire ISI style. The barbarism of Pakistani army and its intelligence agencies in Balochistan proves that the only difference between ISIS and ISI is an extra S. I thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. My delegation wishes to exercise its right of reply in response to the statement made by Pakistan. Pakistan continues to test the patience of this Council, concocting false narratives over the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. We reject Pakistan's attempts to misguide the international community by making baseless allegations. Pakistan has had territorial ambitions over Kashmir since 1947. The fundamental reason for disturbances in Kashmir is cross-border terrorism promoted by Pakistan. Nurturing and supporting terrorism has become the central tenet of Pakistan's state policy. Pakistan's effort to rake up Jammu and Kashmir in this forum for pure propaganda is a textbook case of doublespeak. Pakistan blatantly abuses and violates human rights in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and other parts of Pakistan, including Balochistan. The people of Balochistan, among other provinces, have been waging for decades a bitter and brave struggle against daily abuse and torture. Religious and sectarian minorities such as Hindus, Christians, Shias, Ahmadiyas, Ismailis, and others continue to face discrimination, persecution, and targeted attacks. Places of worship of minorities have been destroyed and vandalized. The draconian blasphemy laws are used against religious minorities with impunity. Various international organizations have documented how enforced disappearances continue with impunity, particularly in Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Sindh, where members of the Muttahida Qawami movement are routinely abducted and killed. More than 1 million people remain displaced as a result of the current and past armed conflicts in the northwest of Pakistan. Pakistan's continued mistreatment of large parts of its own population has posed grave threat to the security of its neighboring countries. Mr. President, given this state of affairs, Pakistan should be well advised to channelize its energies to put its own house in order. Pakistan should act against the perpetrators of terrorist attacks on its neighbors instead of ritually raking up alleged human rights violations elsewhere. This will be in the interest of Pakistan's own people. Pakistan should put an end to inciting, financing and supporting violence and terrorism in India and elsewhere in the world. Pakistan should fulfill its obligation to vacate the illegally occupied territory of the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir and stop acting as the fountainhead of international terrorism. I thank you.
Thank you.